Hey everyone, my name is Jordan, also known as Scraps, and today I want to teach you guys something that is very important. It's known as parallel processing. And what parallel processing does is that you can just solo a track, and inside each and every one mixer channel you have the option to create a parallel. And parallel is like running more effects on another channel that could also greatly improve your drums, your synth, anything in your mix, including the mix itself. So I'm going to guide you, or actually show you, the differences between parallel and non-parallel processing. So take a listen to my little demo example. I'm kind of working on rockets and starships, but anyways, have a listen and I'll show you the differences with and without. Okay, so that's without. This is with, and I want to take off all the mutes, and you should definitely notice a difference. Okay, to actually use parallel processing, I'm actually gonna give you guys like a little bit of a demo here and load in like a Rex file. So instead of creating a combinator and all that jazz, I'm gonna just throw on a basic Dr.rex, and let's pick something that's a little bit more catchy than like an acoustic drum. I'm not a really big fan of acoustic drums. I'm really a big fan of like club beats and dubstep and glitch hop, things like that. This blazing beat will be a great example. So I'm just gonna copy this track. I'm gonna hit L to loop it, and since the BPM is at 130, I like to have things a little bit less slowed down, so I'm gonna set the BPM to 125. Now right off the bat, instead of adding any compression, any of that, I'm just going to go up to my mixer. We're only going to be focusing on the mixer, this portion. So one of the things to do to create a parallel channel is to right click on the channel and go to Route 2 into New Output Bus. You can also, it should be create a parallel channel right here. I'm sorry, I'm a little off today. Anyways, so what this has done is we have this basic beat and it's phasing. I'm sorry, I forgot to take it off run. Enable loop playback, so to say. So we have this drum, and this parallel channel is another processing of that drum. This is really cool. You can actually do a lot of doubling effects without copying multiple channels and devices. So what we're gonna do in order to create like a more dynamic punch is that I'm basically gonna go up to here to the EQ. I'm gonna take out the spectral analyzer, and I'm just gonna solo this. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to remove a lot of the low end right off the bat. So I'm going to set this at like a little bit around 320, 335 hertz. I'm going to turn EQ on because we want to boost some of the mids and some of the highs. So I'm going to let this play back and feel what sounds nice. So what I did is I'm basically just boosting the mids and the highs because I noticed there's a little bit of a crackle and I don't want that in with the rest of the drums. So I just took EQ3 and took that down to -10 decibels and turned on EQ mode. I'm sorry, E mode. And what this does is that it regulates things to be a little bit more, instead of wider bands, kind of like with this high one, it just drags up like a huge section rather than just like a little immediate point. And that's what E mode does. It creates a little bit of a more short bubble rather than a large water balloon, so to say. It's much bigger in scale. I'm also going to turn on low frequency, since we're removing the lows and not the highs because we don't want to create any pitch. So now that we have this, I'm going to throw on a compressor, let this play, and how to really compress this signal. So I'm just taking the ratio up and the threshold down as well as the release to get a little bit more squashed effect. Now if you really want to really make this explode, you can throw on, you can just go to the rack and you can throw on a pulverizer. Actually not the rack itself, but this little indent up here. I'm going to show insert effects. You want to create a pulverizer here. Now I'm going to turn up the value on the squash knob and it'll really add some extra punch. Okay, so I really turned up the dirt in order to give it some extra crunch. So that's basically parallel processing in a nutshell. I'm going to bring it back into the mix or back in with the other channel so that way you can hear differences with and without parallel processing. So there's a lot extra crunch there. You can do this with any number. You can even create a parallel process channel for this and keep doing the same thing, like instead of the highs you can only have the lows and boost the lows and create more of a dynamic sound from there. Parallel processing is great in this way because you're not duplicating devices. You can create as many number parallel channels even for the master and beyond. It's great. So hopefully I've opened up your eyes to some of the new ways to process your drums rather than messing with the EQs and the devices and slowing down your CPU. This is a great way to save CPU and to save your mix while still doing it professionally. I hope you guys have learned a lot from this tutorial. I will be putting in a lot more videos because my life is just way crazy right now. And way crazy in terms of job development, getting money for school, looking for jobs. It's just crazy. Starting a brand, starting that business with a website. I mean, getting my rap game going. Whatever. It's a lot of stuff. And getting a mixer channel set up and getting the video, and I'm also gonna have a gaming series as well. And I really find that a lot of the stuff that I come in contact with games, nobody else, maybe except Gavin from Achievement Hunter, he is the only one that witnesses a lot of crazy stuff, and that sort of a crazy stuff happens with the games I play, and it's just a mystery. So that's actually some good looking forward to that. Anyways, I'll check you guys out later. Take care. Do some nice, whether it's for you or for someone else. They always appreciate it. Anyways, check you guys out. Stay safe and peace.